Shalom, real quick, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem, Shabbat Shem, Rakakudah, Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. I'm going to entitle this video, Most of You Judite Women Have Become Masculine. So you have, I just came across this BYB Extreme Boxing Series, uh, Josette Cotton versus Jamie Driver for Women's Bare Knuckle Police Gazette World Diamond Belt by BYB17. Now, this is a triangle, which we know what that's all about. This goes into blood sports. This is not a boxing match with gloves. This is a bare knuckle match. These are two women that look mannish as hell. And this is why when I say the Judite woman, I'm talking about the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but a lot of it is on the Judite woman. That's why a lot of Judite men, they deal with Ephraimite women, they deal with Latin women, they deal with Moabite women, they deal with Edomite women. Because you have feminine women among these nations. That includes the Edomite women. These Edomite women be feminine as hell, along with these other nations, women, and the other tribes. These are Judite women, and not all of them, but a lot of them are just, they become men. They look like they rocking like men. If you watch this, you'll see the way they throw their. First of all, I wouldn't do no bare knuckle fight, man. I wouldn't do no bare knuckle. You hitting straight with the knuckles. Not even if you had boxing gloves, which brings another thing to mind. This is something new. They're talking about Clarissa Shields. She's calling out Keith Thurman to a fight, which is, and then I don't know if she was dealing with somebody. I don't think she's dealing with anybody, but like I said, all in all, this is what you call a degenerate. When you go to the English, I'm going to go into the Hebrew, but somebody that's a degenerate is going backwards instead of forwards. They're generate come from the word gene or generation. When you go backwards, it's like you have the caveman, the monkey becomes a caveman, and he stands up into a upright man. Well, you're going backwards. Our women are going backwards. And this is because, you don't apply the laws of the Most High, where the father is in the house and the father and the mother trains the woman how to be feminine, and the father chooses the man that you're going to deal with. And I know I've been in the boxing game for years, and not all women, but most of these women that are hardcore boxers, they're they go another way. I know that for a fact. Now there's a few of them that do have husbands, but the majority of them go the alternative lifestyle. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm not going to make this long. So, when you see a Jake with an Edomite woman that's feminine, hey, don't bother him, because he don't want to deal with the black woman. Is the least woman that's facts. I did this. I went to Google about a month and a half ago, and I put in what is the least most dateable woman by race, and number one on the list was the so-called American black woman, because you're not feminine. You think you're men, and you have become degenerates. So I went here to. I'll go right to the point. You can read the whole chapter. It says, Jeremiah 2, verse 21. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. So you can pull out a whole lot of these words: noble, vine, holy, right? a right seed, how then art thou turned into the degenerate? If you go to the English dictionary, the word degenerate pretty much means to go backwards, to go to a lower state. You're in a royal state. You go back to a degenerate state. You go backwards into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me. So let me pull out some words. I'm not going to pull out all these words. We know what noble means, right? Now, let me show you something. Now, I just found out something. Now, P. Diddy came out with this vodka called Ciroc, which is the small heads must be behind him putting that, vodka out because it was called Ciroc. Now, the unique thing about Ciroc uh, vodka is it's fermented from grapes. I remember him saying it. He said this is a unique vodka that is fermented from grapes. You got some vodka you make from potatoes, you fermented potatoes and other things, but his vodka is fermented from grapes. So the word grape, it's the word in the Hebrew is sharak. So the small hats must be behind him coming with that because he doesn't know Hebrew. So it says choice vine, right? Noble vine. And noble meaning royal, upstanding, royal, righteous people. The men were masculine and in order, the women were feminine and in order. It said choice species of vine, choice grapes. Come back here. That I have planted thee a noble vine, holy. Now, holy goes back to the word kal, kal meaning all, like fully. A right seed. Now, the word seed is zerai, which actually means gene. If you're a degenerate, that means your generation is you're going backwards. Instead of progressing, you're going backwards. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? So let's look up the word degenerate. And the word here in the Hebrew is sawor. It means to be a degenerate. Turn off, right? Turn off because you get turned off by these women. Deteriorated. Yep, that's another word for degenerate. Degenerate. Degenerate shoots of the foreign vine. Like the Most High looks at you like you're another nation, like you're a heathen. This is a portion of the blue. I'm not going to read the rest of this. It says removed, expelled. Give you a bunch of precepts right there. A degenerate branch or shoot, compare the root. So you should be thinking about Romans chapter 11. This is what proves that the branch being grafted in the wild olive tree, that's talking about Israelites, because the Most High looked at us like we were other nations. So when you called on the Most High, He wasn't hearing you because he says, I don't deal with Moabites. I don't deal with Ammonites. And that's what the Most High looked at Jake as. The degenerate branch of a strange vine, of a gate of the temple only found, 2 Kings 11:6, for which in a similar passage, 2 Chronicles 23:5, there is, that's, you got some Hebrew there, I'm not going to read it, the gate of the foundation. And this degenerate, this verse right here is only found in one place in the scriptures. It only speaks about us being a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me. So now you should understand Romans chapter 11. So the Most High through Paul was giving you another chance to come back into this thing. Read Romans, a whole chapter. Now, at the seven taught that the wild olive tree or the other nations that can come in, but that was not the case. It was talking about Israelite in a degenerative state as degenerates. We click on this, the root here of Sawar. Now, it's a primitive root. It means put, take, away, depart, remove, aside, take, turn, in, take off, go, put, escheweth. Like Job escheweth evil, meaning he put it away. When evil came his way, he pushed it away. He saw it coming, he pushed it away. It said to turn aside. So the Most High turned his back on us as a people. So we're coming back, we're being led back by his mercy. But see, the Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's not going to do what he did in Egypt or Mizraim. He's not going to bring the whole nation and a bunch of heathens into the wilderness to kill all of them. That first generation was all killed off. They didn't make, now only two made it from the side of Egypt or Mizraim. And the word Mizraim means to be bound, bondage is one of the definitions, to the promised land. The only ones that made it, that was able to say, I was on the Egyptian side, and now I'm here in the promised land with two people. That was Caleb and Joshua. The Israelites that made it to the other side were the ones that never, experienced the captivity in Egypt. And then the first thing Jake did, you can read about it, they didn't circumcise their sons. Let me see if I can get that real quick. I want to go, let me see. Let me just read this and I'll get it. It said to turn aside, turn into to depart, depart from way or the way, avoid, to be removed, to come to an end, to turn aside, to cause to turn aside, cause to depart, remove, take away. So that's why we're pushed out of our land. Another word is reject, rejected, abolish, to be taken away, be removed. So the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites 2,000 years ago looked at the other Israelites that looked like heathens. They had tattoos, they had shaved faces, they had tribal marks, they were not circumcised, they were eating unclean animals, and they were not dressing like Israelites dress. So they looked at them like they were actually other, y'all are not even Israelites. That's how low, that's how, deep their degeneration went to. That's how far back or behind they went to, that they said, well, now we ain't dealing with them people. They're my heathens, man. So that's why Paul was set up to bring those Israelites back into the fold. And if you notice, you're speaking out there, not a lot of people are waking up. There's a lot of people in Israel waking up, but there's not a lot of people when you look at all the Jakes in America, and not just the Jake, the tribes. There's only a small handful of people that identify with being Israelites, and even a smaller group of the ones that are really diligent, that's out there on the highways and the byways, is doing the sit downs, that's really pushing this word. So the Most High is just going to deliver the elect. He's not gonna have a mixed multitude, and he's not gonna have 2/3 of Israel. He's gonna destroy it. They're gonna die on this side, and then they're gonna have to come back. And one of the things that they do among our women, they become like men. Here it is. I open up with this. These are two women knuckling up with no gloves on. This is a bare knuckle bout. How long do you think their careers are going to last? What do you think they're going to look like? Because they're doing it as a career. That's their profession. What do you think they're going to look like in 2-3 years? They're going to look like a pit bull. They've been in a. You ever see a pit bull that's a fighter? It's got all kind of marks and scratches on it. That's what they're going to look like. Two fucking pit bulls, man. And this is why your men don't want to deal with you, because you're too masculine. And you know what? If that fight ever happens with Clarissa Seals and this guy Keith Thurman, I'm not gonna watch the fight. Number one, and I'm gonna lose whatever respect I have for Keith Thurman for doing that shit. And he ran into some brothers in Israel. I don't know if it was a GMS camp or one of them camps, but they told him They told him that he was an Israelite. So he heard in his ear that he was an Israelite. So you know what he's into now? He's into following Buddha. So you know he's gonna get that chip and he's gonna die on this side. Because he had a chance. He was given this truth. He was told that he was an Israelite. If anybody knows who that video is, if it's still up, send it to me and I'll put it in the description box. So now what did I say I was going to go to? Oh. Okay, I spelled that wrong, obviously. Let me do it this way. Let me see what comes up. Nothing comes up. Let me try it this way. Bear me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. Got to go to this other page. All right. And put in Google. Circumcised Bible. I put in circumcised instead of circumcised, which the Spirit was telling me to do that, but I wasn't listening to the Spirit. Okay, it's right here. Okay, let's. I'll go right to the point. Matter of fact, I'll read 3 and then 5. Joshua 5, verse 3, and then we jump to the 5th verse. I may go to the 7th verse. Matter of fact, let me do this. Okay, and Joshua made him sharp knives and circumcised the children of Yasha'al at the hill of the four skins. Now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness, meaning when they came out of Egypt, but that the first generation that was born in the wilderness, by the way, as they came forth out of Egypt, them they had not circumcised. And their children whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised because they had not circumcised them by the way. There was a time where they weren't even keeping the Passover and certain high holy days. Jake just be going off, man. It said, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. So you got it right there. He circumcised them because they wasn't circumcising their children. That's why this time the Most High is only going to deliver the elect. He's going to destroy the rest of them. He's going to leave their asses behind. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.